Alright, so we're doing 1-4, translating words into symbols. This is very important when you have word problems to be able to basically go from all those words to what it would mean algebraically with, numbers and operations like, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, so on and so forth. Because algebra is almost like its own language. Thus, we need to be able to translate back and forth between verbal phrases, so words, and algebraic expressions, which are, what we've been writing, combines numbers and addition, like operation signs. So here are some common phrases and their algebraic meaning. So I have the four divided up, and I can give you some common phrases that typically will link, what you need to do, what sign you need to use. Again, it's all put into context, but this gives you a good idea. So for addition, we have add, sum, which is the answer to addition problem, plus, increase, more than, gain, and greater, to name a few. For subtraction, we have difference, which is the answer to a subtraction problem. Take away, reduce, subtract, obvious, minus, split, decrease, less than, and less. For multiplication, we have the obvious multiply, times, product, which is the answer to a multiplication problem, twice, of. And for division, we have, again, obvious divide. We have quotient, which is the answer to a division problem. Dividend. Go into. And split can also be used for division. It just depends on the context. So got to be careful with that. So now we're going to get to some examples. So you have to be careful. If you look at example 1, you see how these are, they look very similar. It says 5 less than a number versus 5 less a number. So this one has than in it, and they actually both mean different things, or that you write it differently. If you have 5 less than the number, then you start with that number, whatever it is, we'll say it's x, and we need to take away 5 from it. We need 5 less than that number, okay? So that's why it's x minus 5. But if you have 5 less a number, you're starting with 5, and then we said less means subtraction, so you're subtracting that same number. So if it's less than that number, you're taking away, and so it's after the number. But if it's saying 5 less a number, then you're starting with the 5 and you're taking away that number. So be careful on that. We have 1/5 of a number, and of tells us multiplication. So we have 1/5, and it's times x, but we don't need to put that dot there. We just put them next to each other, but because we know that's still multiplication. Now, here are some common formulas used in algebra. The area of a rectangle. Now, you should memorize these because they'll be helpful. Okay, so we have L and W, which stands for length and width. Now, I drew my L like that, the cursive one, because if I just drew it like that in a problem, it would look like 1. So, now the area of a rectangle using L and W, area equals length times width. Again, if you put them right together, it has that imaginary multiplication sign in there. Now, for the perimeter of a rectangle, again, we still have the L for length and W for width. Perimeter equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. The reason why is if you look at them, you have 2 L's right here, and you have 2 W's, and you have to add all the sides. Okay? And distance traveled is distance equals rate times time. And cost equals the number of items times the price. Because if it costs $5 and you have bought 5 of them, it's going to be $25. So now we're going to get some actual problems, but again, we're just translating it. We're not going to be solving. So it says find the area and perimeter of a rectangle with the length 10 and width of W. So we know that we have a length of 10 and a width of W. And we know that the area, if you go back up, is length times width. Well, our area equals length, which is 10, times our width, which is W. So therefore, our answer for this, in this case, right now, all we could do is A equals 10W. Now for perimeter, we know that it's, again, 2 times L, so 2 times 10, plus 2 times the width, which is W. So then we would get P equals 20 plus 2W. And that's all we could do right now. And last one. You buy 2 pencil bags at P dollars each and 3 binders at B dollars each from the bookstore. How much money did you spend? Well, we know cost is the number of items. So how many pencil bags did we buy? We bought, so pencil bags. We bought 2, and we have to multiply it by the price, and the price in this case is just P, so we're going to multiply it by P. And we have binders, and we know that the price is, number is 3. We have bought 3 binders at price B. So if we want to know how, we know that this is the total cost that we've spent for pencil bags, and this is the total cost for binders. So if we're putting it together, we have to add them. So we have 2P plus 3B is our total cost of what we spent. There you go.